And yesterday, in an answer to Senator Kennedy, you said the FBI is not in possession of any credible evidence that Epstein trafficked girls to anyone but himself. So according to your testimony yesterday and in this committee, according to the evidence the FBI has, the number of names on the list are zero.
No,
zero.
The index has been released, and the number of people involved in that trafficking operation were charged in 2018.
Other than Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, your testimony in the Senate and here is that according to the evidence you have, the number of other names is zero.
That were charged based on credible evidence.
Well, who are the other names? Give me the other names that weren't charged.
Shock. One word. Kash Patel, the FBI director, was sitting in front of Congress. He had answered questions for hours. Kennedy had interrogated him. Goldman had cornered him. Coons had caught him with 14 lawsuits. But Patel was still resisting. He was saying executive privilege. He was saying, I can't provide details. Then Jared Moskowitz stood up. He had a file in his hand, and when he opened that file, the expression on Patel's face changed. His eyes widened. His mouth was left agape, because the document in Moskowitz's hand was something Patel had been hiding for years, and now everyone would see. Watch this video until the end, because in the next few minutes, you will see how a Congress member caught an FBI director red-handed. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe immediately and turn on notifications, because what happened in Congress today was not just a Q&A. This was the revelation of a hidden truth. It was 4:33 p.m. The trial was almost over. Kash Patel was tired but still standing. There were only a few members of Congress left. Jared Moskowitz, a young Democratic congressman from Florida, in his 40s, energetic, aggressive, and today, with the document in hand, he would create the most striking moment of the trial. Moskowitz walked quietly to the podium. He opened his file. He looked at Patel. Director Patel, said Moskowitz, his voice calm but sharp. Before you were the FBI director, you worked at the Department of Defense. Is that correct? Patel leaned forward. Yes, I served in the DOD. Nice. And in the years 2019-2020, which department were you in? In which department were you in the years 2019-2020? Patel answered, Counterterrorism and Intelligence Coordination. Moskowitz nodded. Counterterrorism, so terrorist threats, international crime networks, those kinds of things. Yes, in general. And was the Epstein case active at that time? Patel hesitated. Epstein died in 2019. The case, yes or no, Director? Was the Epstein investigation active at that time? Moskowitz repeated. Yes, he was active. Yes, he was active. He pulled out a document from the Moskowitz file. Nice. Then I will ask you something. September 2019, while serving at the Department of Defense, did you request access to the Epstein files? Patel's face changed. Congressman, many files at that time, yes or no? Moskowitz waited. Patel swallowed. Within the framework of routine coordination, within the scope of routine coordination. Director Patel, Moskowitz showed the document. This is the Department of Defense Digital Access Logs, September 17, 2019. User, Kash Patel. Access request, FBI Epstein files. Was it approved? He held the document up to the camera. The DOD seal was visible. Is it approved, Director? Is it approved, Director? Patel remained silent. Moskowitz continued. Let me tell you, it was approved, and 2019, September 18, 2:22 p.m. You accessed the Epstein files. You stayed in the system for 3 hours and 47 minutes. Which files did you open? Which files did you open? Patel tried to speak. This was routine intelligence coordination. Which files did you open? Moskowitz repeated. I just want a list. Which files? Patel couldn't answer. Moskowitz pulled out another document. Then let me tell you, access logs show this. You opened 47 different files, and in 23 of these 47 files, there was a list of high-profile names. And in 23 of these 47 cases, there was a list of high-profile names. The hall fell silent. Moskowitz continued. 23 cases, high-profile names, and you, while at DOD, saw these files. Stopped. Now I will ask you a very simple question. Was Trump's name on that list? Was Trump's name on the list? Patel froze. His mouth was left agape. No words came out. Moskowitz waited. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Patel was still silent. Moskowitz leaned forward. Director Patel, a simple question. Was Trump's name on that list? Yes or no? Was Trump's name on the list? Yes or no? Patel finally spoke. Congressman, I was a DOD employee at the time. The files I saw were classified. Yes or no? Moskowitz's voice rose. Was Trump's name on it? Patel swallowed. I can't disclose the names I saw. I can't reveal the names I saw. Now I need to stop here, because Moskowitz hadn't dropped the real bomb yet. It proved that Patel accessed the Epstein files in 2019. It showed that he opened 47 files. He said there was a list of names on the 23rd. But now, Moskowitz was about to explain exactly what those lists were. If you've watched this video up to this point, please hit the like button, and write in the comments, what do you think Patel saw on those lists? Which names were there? Leave your guesses because now Moskowitz will reveal the critical document. Moskowitz opened a new case. Director Patel, since you can't explain, let me explain. He lifted the document. This is the high-profile connections list compiled by the FBI as part of the Epstein investigation, dated August 2019, and there are 63 names on this list. And there are 63 names on this list. He read the list. Political figures, 19. Business leaders, 24. Media and entertainment, 12. Academics and lawyers, 8. Stopped. Total of 63 names. And Director Patel, you accessed this list in September 2019. Is that correct? Patel did not answer. Moskowitz continued. And of these 63 names, 14 are marked as first-degree priority, so names that have direct financial or operational connections with Epstein. He pulled up another page. And among these 14 names, 3 hold active political positions, so they are still in active positions during that period. At that time, they are still on active duty. Moskowitz looked at Patel. Director Patel, you saw this list in 2019 when you were at the DOD, and now in 2025 you were the FBI Director. And how many of these names have you opened investigations into? Patel remained silent. Moskowitz continued. None. None of these 63 names, none of these 14 priority names were investigated. None of these 63 names, including the 14 priority names, have been investigated. Moskowitz produced another document. And even more interesting, January 2025, you became the FBI Director. In your first week, you accessed the Epstein files again. And the access logs show this. You opened the same 63-person list again. You saw it in 2019, you looked at it again in 2025. He paused. Why? What were you checking? Why? What were you checking? Patel's face was pale white. Moskowitz pulled out the last document. And now I will show you the most critical document. He slowly placed the document on the table. This is a note written in your own handwriting, September 18, 2019, the day you reviewed the Epstein files. It was found in the FBI archive. Found in the FBI archive. He read the note. The note says, the list has been reviewed. Out of the 14 priority names, 3 are in active positions. 1 is very high level. This information is sensitive. Coordination is necessary. The White House needs to be informed. Moskowitz looked up. Is this your handwriting, Director Patel? Is this your handwriting? Patel couldn't say anything. He just looked. Moskowitz continued, "Your handwriting, your note, you say 1 is very high level. You say 3 are in active positions. The White House should be informed, you say." He paused. "Who is that very high-level person? Trump? It seems your message is empty. Could you please provide the text you'd like me to translate?" Patel's mouth was agape, but no sound came out. Moskowitz slammed the table. "Director Patel, this is your own note, your own handwriting. You wrote it in 2019, and you say in the note, the White House should be informed. Why? Because Trump's name was on that list. Because Trump's name was on that list." If you've come to this point in the video, share it with your friends, because look at what Moskowitz put forth. Patel looked at the Epstein files in 2019, saw a list of 63 names, and noted in his own handwriting, there's a very high-level person, the White House should be informed. And now, as the FBI director, he is protecting those names. Moskowitz stood up. "Director Patel, you saw that list in 2019. In your own notes, you said very senior. You said the White House should be informed. And now, in 2025, as the FBI director, you have not opened an investigation into any of the names on that list." He paused. "Because Trump is on that list, and you are protecting Trump. And you are protecting Trump." Patel's lawyer stood up. "Objection. This is speculation." Moskowitz turned. "Not speculation. Your client's own handwriting. It says there is a very high-level person. Who is it? Let them say it. Let him speak." The president struck the gavel. "Order!" But it was too late, because what Moskowitz revealed was very clear. Patel had seen the Epstein list in 2019. He had written with his own hand, "There's a very high-level person." And now, as FBI director, he was protecting that person. Moskowitz said his final words, "Director Patel, this note is yours. This handwriting is yours. And this note explains everything. You have known since 2019. You know who is on that list. You know who the very high-level people are. And as the FBI director, you protect those names. As the FBI director, you protect those names." Moskowitz closed the file. "I will forward this note, these access logs, this list to the Department of Justice, because if an FBI director saw a very high-level person on the Epstein list in 2019 and in 2025 that person was not prosecuted, that is a cover-up crime. Because if an FBI director saw a very high-profile person on the Epstein list in 2019 and did nothing about that person in 2025, that is a cover-up crime." The hall was silent. Patel had bowed his head. Moskowitz sat down, and everyone saw. Patel was shocked with the emergence of his own note, with the showing of his own handwriting, with the public disclosure of the statement, "There is a very high-level person." Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story doesn't end here. That note is now in the congressional records. That list of 63 people will come out in some way, and it will also be understood who is meant by the expression, "a very high-level person." Jared Moskowitz caught Kash Patel today with Epstein evidence in Patel's own handwriting. There is someone very high-level. The White House should be informed. He wrote it in 2019, and in 2025, as the FBI director, he is protecting that person. Now, everyone knows. The grade is out in the open, the handwriting is out in the open, and Patel's shocked face is on camera.